To RFC News, a live stream that we're looking to do daily going into the transfer window, discussing all of the latest. We are starting to, of course, get to silly season, and again, the transfer rumours are going to be in full flow. Whilst Rangers are currently managerless at this moment in time, we do have our sporting director who has started work today, and the rumour mill is starting to flowing with regards to incomings and outgoings. As always, guys, we will go through each and all of them, every single rumour from today. Discuss the possibility, and as you can see there in the title, a fairly exciting one, Jamie Vardy being linked, and it's not being linked by any old source as such. You know, it's coming from Sky Sports. In fact, Sky Sports reported on the Jamie Vardy link this morning, and two players, one of those being a mainstay, a star player if you want to call him that, linked with a big money move, and of course another player also being linked with an exit. So we'll go through all of those, guys, have a discussion on all of them in today's live stream. But as always, guys, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more Rangers content. But let's go through some of the stuff that Rangers announced a little bit earlier on today, and does have a huge say and has a huge huge say in terms of our recruitment, as our sporting director, of course, started his first day at work. Rangers, of course, put on their website, Kevin Thelwell has today began his role as sporting director as the summer of change here at Rangers moves up a gear. Thelwell was at Rangers Training Centre this morning for the first time following the end of a successful tenure with Premier League side Everton. He arrived just 72 hours after the club's majority ownership changed hands to a consortium of investors led by Andrew Kavanagh and 49ers Enterprises. Speaking on his first day, Thelwell said, "It's a great honour to be joining Rangers, particularly at such an exciting moment in the club's history. While there has been significant work going on in the background prior to my arrival, that naturally accelerates from today, and top of the priority list will be the appointment of a new head coach for our men's first team. That search has been progressing well, and the club and I look forward to bringing that to a conclusion in the coming days." So that's a big telltale there, the coming days. This is a new chapter for Rangers, and while we recognise success won't come easy, our goal is clear and we need to win. My focus is on delivering that with discipline and ambition. We'll give everything to move this club forward as quickly and as sustainable as we can. Of course, it had also been confirmed that Niels Koeppen was leaving his role as technical director, and as stated, we have got a sporting director, and the circus looks to have ended at Rangers finally in that boardroom. But yeah, a bit of a hint there that the manager is going to be announced probably in the coming days. There has, of course, it does look like David Ancelotti is at the top of that list. There's obviously been Russell Martin that's also been involved. Farioli, who was previously at Ajax, has been in the mix as well. So we'll find out. That should be concluded in the next couple of days. But let's get into some transfer news, guys. And I don't know. Again, we do discuss certain rumours sometimes. Of course, we're not going to entertain certain sources, but if it has got some substance, of course, we'll bring it to you and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on it. But the first one I want to discuss is Ridvan Yilmaz. Now, Ridvan Yilmaz, of course, again, people have different opinions on him, of course, but Yilmaz is one of those players that's always linked with a move away. And actually, over the last sort of 24 hours, it's been learned that Besiktas's management have reached an agreement, apparently, according to Turkish sources, with regards to a move, and negotiations with Rangers have apparently been progressing positively about a potential return for Yilmaz in the future. Again, Turkish sources are going hard with this one at this moment in time, and again, they are apparently looking to try and get the player in through the door. Now, am I against that move? Again, I am in a stage right now as a Rangers fan that I do believe that every player, yes, you heard that right, every player has a price. I think we've been needing this rebuild for a while. And if there's players that you think that are unreplaceable, just look at Kylian Mbappe this summer at last summer at Paris Saint-Germain, left the club and they won the Champions League. No, the player is indispensable from Rangers, and for the right price, and if we want to take a rebuild seriously under this new sort of leadership, this new ownership, then I don't really care seeing any player go out the doors just as well as we do get money. And again, we're not having clowns run the football club operations at this moment in time. So having said that, we'll probably get the best bang for our buck with regard to any player we were willing to sell. But Ridvan, yeah, I'm open to that one. Now, this one might be a little bit more controversial, I suppose. We'll get on to Jamie Vardy in a second. Mohamed Diamande. Now, this one, of course, is starting to emerge as well about a potential move away from the football club. Mohamed Diamande. Now, again, some fans would say that he's a mainstay within the team. Again, he's made an impact when he's not injured, for sure. But it's also being reported at this moment in time with regard to Mohamed Diamande that he is being linked, or Everton are wanting to pursue a move for him this summer. Apparently, Everton are heavily interested in the player and again, have potentially inquired within the player. So again, nothing more in it than that, but they're just stating that Everton are currently interested. And with Diamande, again, I think fans would probably be on the same sort of wavelength with that, and stating that any player is sellable for the right price. And again, I put Diamande in that bracket. I do think he's a good player, but again, for the right price, I'm not going to turn that down. I'm not going to say no. I think, again, I'm more focused on starting afresh under the 49ers, and I would be willing to let him go should the right price come his way. Now, there's also talk as well, and added a little bonus one in there as well, but apparently FC20 also apparently are keen on bringing Robin Proper back to the football club. Of course, we bought him last year. It's not really worked out that great, to be perfectly honest with you. I'd probably rather have kept Connor Goldson than Robin Proper, to be perfectly honest with you. But FC20, doing the rounds at this moment in time, apparently are interested in bringing Proper back to the Netherlands again, which again, I would be pretty open for. If we could recoup anything back from Robin Proper, that would be absolutely fantastic. Now, let's get into the main story, I suppose, the one that's fairly exciting, and I will say it's exciting. Sky Sports, of course, did reveal earlier on today that this man here, Rangers are interested in making a move for Jamie Vardy. Now, Jamie Vardy, of course, contract expired at the end of the season at Leicester. Been there for years. And of course made a huge impact, probably the greatest player of Leicester City's generation, in history, in fact, not just this generation, but history. The fact that he won a Premier League, FA Cup, took them to the Champions League and all of these kind of things, and cost them £1 million, I would say that he was a huge signing for them, probably the best player ever. But it's also being reported, and you've seen it through the Daily Mail, and Sky Sports brought it to you this morning, that under the new American ownership, we could also be in the hunt for his signature, and Rangers are, quote unquote, seriously interested in signing the player. Now, again, we always hear these kind of weird stories over the transfer market. Of course, you do take things with a pinch of salt. I think we've already been linked to Luka Modric literally 2 days ago. But again, this one, I suppose, could have some truth in it. The player's 38. And again, where else is he going to go? Yes, there's probably some other clubs linked to him in terms of Saudi Arabia and all of these kind of things. But he's denied Saudi Arabia before, He seems like a person that likes to stay within the United Kingdom. And to be fair, under this new ownership, wages may not be a problem for Jamie Vardy. And then some of you may go, well, he's 38. But remember, Jermaine Defoe was a similar age when he came up the road, and he made a really, really good impact within this team. And I do think Jamie Vardy, if he plays in Scotland, plays for Rangers, he will score lots and lots of goals. So I would be for that signing if we could make that happen. I would certainly entertain that, and I certainly hope that we could make a move for him this summer. But again, that's what reports are stating, that Rangers are seriously interested and considering making a move for Jamie Vardy this summer. Now let's go over to you guys. Let's take some take some reaction. I like a little bit of debate on all of these kind of things. We've covered a lot of ground, I suppose, this morning, and went through a few different this evening. We went through a few different things, and again, look, as stated, it is silly season, the transfer market. And we will talk about things. There's going to be things that come up on this channel, of course. I'll try not to bring you at complete bull crap, but there's going to be things coming from good sources that we trust over the last couple of years, us as on YouTube together, and we'll discuss. Not everything that we say on the channel is ever going to happen. Of course, it's not. That's not how the transfer market works. But at least we'll entertain a conversation if it's coming from a credible source. And where the Jamie Vardy stuff's coming from, where the Ridvan stuff's coming from, where the stuff coming from Diamande and Robin Proper, it certainly is coming from a decent source and reputable sources. But for my personal opinion, the three that we discussed there in terms of the players that could go out to the door, I haven't got any problems as long as the money's right. And then Jamie Vardy coming in, I would absolutely be all for that. Again, everyone wants to talk about having a young team, but you can't go wrong with having a bit of experience. Someone's been there, done it, and a veteran sort of player coming in to score some goals for us as well, I think would be absolutely fantastic. But let's get into the live chat. Sorry guys, I'm sniffing quite a lot. I've got a bit of a cold, so apologies for that. That's a very good point, says Vix. Rather Vardy led the line than Dessers. I agree, absolutely. I think Vardy would do a much better job than Cyril Dessers. JP says, not too exciting. Is it 38-year-old another season? It'd probably be on a 1-year deal, guys. It would be on a 1-year deal more than likely. And again, you can't really turn your nose up at it sometimes. Jamie Vardy did pretty good in the Premier League last year in a relegated Leicester team. Yes, you could say, well, he's another year older, but I genuinely do believe he would score goals for fun in Scotland. I really do. I think he's one of those players that there's not many that you can go, well, they were successful in England and they're a bang on in Scotland. I know it doesn't always work out like that, but Jamie Vardy just has a really good feeling to me that it would work out. It wouldn't be a James Beattie. It wouldn't be that sort of signing that we've had in years gone by. I think it would probably correlate to be like a Jermaine Defoe. I really do. Jason Roberts says, I would give Vardy a miss. Bring those some of young guys so far old have run in Europe and win the league. Again, I know that people are going to be split in opinion with it. Some people don't want to entertain the fact of the 38-year-old coming to the club. But I genuinely do think it would be a good idea. I really do. But that's my opinion, and we're all going to have different opinions within football. That's always the case. But yeah, I'd be all for it for 1 year. Why not? I think he would correlate to goals. I really, really would. Dessa's 25 goal. Vardy, how many? You folk have no clue. 25 goals out of the team. Be the same shite next season with old players. Interesting. That's also a very, very good point. Vardy's social media attacks on Celtic alone would be worth it. I mean, he's a wind-up merchant. I think he would really, really play the part. I think he would suit Rangers actually as well, to be fair. Henry Smith says, I don't get why we're buying. We have no manager, or has a new manager in already in the door. No, no one's saying Vardy is a bang on. That's not the case. We're just interested. That's coming from Sky Sports guys earlier this morning. Again, a sporting director is in place. Yes, the manager probably does have a say in transfers and recruitment. Of course they do. But nowadays, it's usually the sporting director that plays that part. But the manager, the conversations would have been had. As stated, the new sporting director has said today that we're going to know who the manager is in the next couple of days. So 2-3 days, we'll know who the manager is. So these conversations would have already taken place. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. It's going to be a long summer transfer window for us, guys. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of work to be done. But yeah. We'll certainly find out very, very soon. But in terms of a manager, who do you want to see manage the football club? Jason Cunningham says, love Vardy at Rangers and noise up his old teammate Casper. Yeah, that would be jokes. That would be jokes. For sure. But guys, anyway, thank you for tuning in. I suppose it's we've covered a lot of ground. Obviously, to conclude, the new sporting director, of course, has started work today. He's gave his sort of first interview, said that there's going to be a new manager announced in the next couple of days. Jamie Vardy is being linked with a move to Rangers. Rangers are said to have been interested in the player. That was on Sky Sports News this morning. And then, of course, Mohamed Diamande is being linked with a move to Everton. Apparently, they are heavily interested. You've also got Ridvan Yilmaz apparently being heavily interested from Besiktas. And then, of course, Robin Proper apparently, of course, as well, potentially going back to FC20. But we'll come back tomorrow with probably another live stream and conclude and go over what's going to happen. I'll try and not bring you BS this summer. Try and bring it stuff from reputable sources. But yeah, let's see what the summer brings. And hopefully in the next couple of days, we'll be speaking about the new managerial appointment. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.